Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi, and a very good morning to all our attendees at the first of this series of workshops in 2022 in updating medical professionals and healthcare personnel in Spina Bifida care. This event is brought to you very proudly by the joint organizers, Spina Bifida Association of Malaysia, or SIBIAM in short, and the District Action Group, that's Rotary District 3300 on Spina Bifida and hydrocephalus, or the acronym DASH. A big hand to all our partners. Thank you so much. And the funding of this series of training is funded through the Rotary Foundation Global Grant GG 1980839 with partners of the districts from north of Peninsular Malaysia, 3300, that's where we all come from, 3310, that's Malaysia, Singapore and Brunei, and 3410, Indonesia, which is Sumatra and West Java. And the Rotary Clubs of Alpha Ampang, Rotary Club Damansara, Damansara West, Ipoh, Malawati, Penang, and from overseas, Rotary Club of Singapore, Ananagar, Madras, and Chennai Towers. So you can see it was a tremendous collaboration of many Rotary clubs from all over Asia. Now it's gives me great pleasure to call upon the chairman of DASH and also the vice chair of CBM, Engineer Dr. Kribanandan, who wears two hats. Actually, he is an environmentalist who has a special heart for SB patients. Over to you, Krib.
Okay, good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. And you know, I think it's been a culmination of many months of work to bring all of this together. And let's hope you know, we can share some of that information. Our journey with Spina Bifida actually goes back much earlier. We started our involvement really in 2009, and this was basically when Professor Dr. Amara and Dr. Young visited our club to give us an evening talk. And I for one was very moved by the issues and got involved and was able to pull in our interested members from our club to move forward. So we mobilized quite effectively in that sense. But the main thing was basically connecting and empowering of the community, and this is something which we have been doing over the last decade. But I think the most important thing we have managed in the last couple of years has been the connections with you, the medical professionals. I think this has been an amazing connection. And I think it's testament to the fact that, you know, the information we've gathered and we're going to share today is being done really through our volunteer doctors, you know, right through the country. This is probably the first sustained action on Spina Bifida through the Rotary movement anywhere in the world. And so it does, you know, point to the fact that we've managed to achieve something which is quite unique. The grant is being organized in 3 phases. As you can see, in phase 1, it was preparation of teaching and materials aid. So we have been involved for the last 6 or so months with various doctors all around the country to bring together this conference. And in stage 2, which is what we are here today for, is basically this idea of training the trainers. And you will become part of that community of trained personnel, which we hope will be able to extend our services around the country. And finally, in stage 2 or phase 3, we will look at doing workshops around the country. And I'd like to invite Professor Dr. Amara to come and tell you something about SIBIAM.
Yeah. So I'm so glad you all could make it. This is us way back in 2007. Just maybe 7 or 8 families that came together after a conference that I held in 2006 as the first National Spina Bifida Symposium. So those 8 families came together, and so we formed a pro-tem committee because that's all we had. So these are the pillars of what we do. We want to create awareness and education, not just for the family members, but for us as professionals also, because I think we tend to practice in very disjointed ways. So hopefully we can pull this all together. We try and give them support. Whether it's financial or emotional or even peer support. So these are among the things we do: home visits, gatherings, awareness and education, fundraising and donation. And we have also been doing all these family gatherings. You can see 2008 we were a measly maybe 10 families or 12, and the rest were just volunteers. So it looked big, but actually it was only very few persons here. But by 2011, we had the Rotary Club Damansara in. So you can see the big change that has happened. They came in not just with the finances, they also helped with the human resource. Because as you know, when you're dealing with persons or families with disabilities, it's not easy for members to be fully involved in organizations. So they can't be the backbone of, of organizing events. So that's why we needed extra help, extra hands who can dedicate themselves to this cause. Almost every year we had a second event. Besides the AGM, we'll have a second get-together just to celebrate the togetherness with the families. Finance and funding is a big issue. And the Rotarians have really helped a lot. And they've also helped to co-organize or, piggyback with organizations that are running some programs. So this was a concert in 2013 by Miss Young. You can see her in the middle. She's a singer herself. This was our first standalone event in which we organized a full-on awareness program in Kuantan. This was followed by the global grant that launched of the global grant that Dr. Kriban was talking about. And that is the reason that why we are here, because of the money from the global grant. So we have a full 2 years ahead, coming to meet you all in your respective states. And while all this is going on, we still have to continue our other core work, which is supporting the family, looking into their needs and their home visit programs, and as the borders are opening up. So this is where we will need everyone's help too. So while it seems like we have done a lot, and we still have a lot more to do. So this is only possible if the families, if you, the healthcare professionals, and SIBIAM volunteers and everyone else can come in to make it possible. So while at birth, life may seem very grim for these children, but given the right support, they too can have a very purposeful life. So with that, I would like to thank everyone present and hope we'll have a very eventful day, 2 days ahead. Thank you.
Now my pleasant duty to invite a very important person to speak to us, none other than the district governor herself. So without further ado, let me now welcome our special guest for this seminar, our district governor, Dr. Bindi Rajasekharan, to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, past governor, for the lovely introduction. I'd like to recognize incoming governor, Dr. Krishna Kumar. He will be succeeding me in 3 months, and I'll be stepping down in 3 months. Engineer Dr. Kribanandan, Chair of Rotary District Action Group on Spina Bifida and Hydrocephalus. Lieutenant Commander Chandra, President of the Rotary Club of Damansara. I'm so proud that he is one of my 89 presidents. We have got 89 clubs. Professor Dr. Amara Selvi Naika, President of Spina Bifida Association of Malaysia. You look lovely in your costume. I was admiring. And thank you so much for acknowledging the work Rotarians do. Normally we in Rotary, we pat each other on the back and say, well done, well done. And it's very nice and refreshing to hear someone outside Rotary say kind things about us. So thank you so much. Esteemed speakers, fellow Rotarians, and all the participants here today. Now, it just takes a spark to light a fire. And so was it in this case, a bright spark that was lit some 3 years ago. And today is the result of that spark. Dr. Krib went on to become president. He applied for the global grant. It materialized. However, it could not be implemented immediately because of our invisible enemy. Now, with his and his committee's perseverance, it has materialized. This actually was and also is a very unknown condition to many of us, including me. I did not know this existed. till a few years ago with my interaction with Dr. Krim. And it comes under our area of focus of disease prevention and health care and maternal and child health. So understanding this condition, creating more awareness and making known of supporting medical assistance available for parents with children in such conditions is a great noble effort. You will never really know the true impact you have done around you. You will never really know how much someone needed that hug or smile you gave them, especially to parents of such children. And you will never really know how your kindness turned someone else's life around. My deepest appreciation to the organizers, moderators, speakers, and particularly the participants who have put in their best effort to ensure that no parent and child go through this traumatic journey alone and without support. All of you have my fullest respects and do accept my deepest gratitude. I wish all of you an interesting deliberation over the next 2 days, and do stay safe. Thank you so much.
We've been talking about the global grant. The reason we are here is because we got money from RI and to do this work. So we've been through this 3 phases of the global grant. We are now in phase 2, Train the Trainers workshop, and you are the first recipients of this. I'm not sure whether we'll run another one yet, but if we think it's necessary, we may be able to do that later. But the main thing now is to go into phase 3, and I'd like to just spend a few minutes on what we are intending to do. So here is what we're calling it, the awareness and training workshops at 7 locations. The reason we have 7 locations is that's the amount of money we were able to get at this stage. But remember that Rotary is an organization. If this is shown to be successful, if we can show that there is continuity and there's impacts to the community as part of this whole program, it's quite possible that we can get more money, and which means that we can do more programs, not only in your districts, but maybe in the other districts of our states of Malaysia. So just to recap, the goals of this workshop were initially, of course, to develop the team of medical professionals, and this is the start of that process. So you are our first batch of people we are engaging with, and we hope you will become a continuous part of our team to move forward. We've already made connections in Sabah, in Sarawak, in Kuching, of course, Negeri Sembilan, we have very good connections with. We have very good connections also in Perak, not yet in Terengganu, but we have good connections in Kuantan and Kota Baru. Yeah? So what we will do is that we will then use you as the base and the group, and we'll link you up with like-minded Rotarians who want to get involved. And then this now becomes what we call the support group. And this is quite important, and I'll tell you why. And then, of course, in your local areas, you might have other professional bodies, welfare departments, and so on. Those are things which we need to connect with, people we need to connect with. Again, it's all to do with costs and budgets and so on. Let's discuss. You tell us, what you need to do, and then we will see whether we can find the money and so on. because this is the vision, and the most important thing is you guys are going to be our key to moving forward with this, and hopefully you can then become the trainers who can train others to take forward the message.
So in Sabah or Sarawak or Perak, Perlis, if you come up with some innovation that you think is going to help, please share, because we are going to blast it to everybody. And if it needs support for that innovation to see the light of the day, then let us know also, because that's something we can try and help out with. I hope as you go back today, you'll think about the 2 days, your experiences for these 2 days, and connect with each other for MDT care. Identify your families, we are saying it again and again because this is so important, and evaluate their needs. I just want to end by saying that each one of us can make a difference. Together we can make a change. So hope to have you all on board. Thank you so much.